morning, everyone. Welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings for today. I'm MaryAnne, and you're watching MaryAnne's Mystic Mentions. It's great to be here with you. Thank you for coming back, or if you're new, thanks for tuning in, taking the time. Today we are on the featured sign of Taurus, and as normally, I like to pick these spirited regards to the highlighted connection for you right in front of you. Spiritually guided, as I said. This is something or someone or some energy that's predominant. So I read three major category messages for that. And I finish with a rune to, culminate the reading. And then I do two oracle readings for every single Taurus and every one of your connections. All love connections of all different types. You don't have to be in a relationship. It doesn't have to be romantic, of course. And hopefully you'll resonate with the reading. Sometimes you don't right away. These are the mid-month readings. If you did not get a chance to read the beginning of the month, you might want to do that because it kind of just gives you an idea of, the beginning of the month is the overall energy that could lead into the month. And then the mid-month is seeing if it's still there, if it's taking a different direction, if it's better than before, and I'm always hoping for that. I think we all want that. And just as a side note, if you happen to see a little black and blue, greenish now, yellow kind of area around this eye, it is not your imagination. You should see the other person. No, I'm kidding. It was a minor accident and time heals all wounds. I was reaching for a box and I had these gift cards in a box and it fell right on my eye. And I'm grateful that it wasn't any worse, right? So yeah, you're not imagining it, but I am able to do my readings, which is really cool. So let me get on with that for you. So we did say, and I should say, we are on the featured sign of Taurus. And Taurus, you're a very, very steadfast sign, a fixed sign, in fact. And you are a earth element. So the earth element is the grounded, the practical, the more regimented, steadfast, as I mentioned. You have an idea, your modus operandus would probably be, if it's not broken, why fix it? I like this method. I don't necessarily want to change and try all sorts of things. What's interesting though, Taurus, is that you have the planet Uranus, which is the most changeable, unexpected, freedom-seeking, let's not go with conformity, let's not go with routine, let's just shake it up when it comes to science and medicine and basically everything in your life, and just turn it around and upside down. And it kind of is an interesting dichotomy because that is in your sign, has been and will be for, I don't know, till 2025, 26. So it's, I think, basically showing you, Taurus, as it changes signs every, 7+ years, that it is time to shake it up a bit. It is time to see a different perspective. It is time to open your mind, heart, and soul to the new ideas, because if you don't, it's going to happen anyway. And it's not to put any fear or anything of a negative aspect in it. It's new is exciting, and it's essential for our growth, as human beings, as spiritual beings. It's something that keeps us alive and thriving. So if you've noticed, especially since last year, that shook a lot of us up. You, being a Taurus, are ruled by Venus. So you have a lot of natural gifts as far as when it comes to making money. You're known as the money sign. You are very good with beauty and aesthetics and, making things feel right. All of your senses are usually very heightened. You love nature. You love the natural parts of life. You're very reliable and loyal and deeply caring and just a very, very steadfast. The word steadfast always comes to mind with Taurus. You're known as the bull. Just this person that anybody, in the hard times, in frantic times, can consider you the rock. Someone they can just really hold on to and give them that ability to ground themselves. Because other elements and signs don't have that stability. So it's great to have you around for that. You're very well known for your creativity and talents, and you work extremely hard. You have a very exceptional voice in a lot of ways. That's a part of the body that represents Taurus. You may be a public speaker or have your own YouTube channel. Maybe you do voiceover work, or you are a singer, because all of those would be attributes to the Taurus and the beautiful voice that they tend to have. So I'm going to pick your highlighted connection for you today. And like I said, this could be a person you already know that you're with, and it could be somebody that's coming into the picture. We did have the new moon not too long ago in Cancer, which, you know, we're in Cancer season still. So there's a lot about love right now, about heart, about compassion, vulnerability, to open our hearts and stuff and souls to others, and to be, you know, just feeling really good, feeling love on a more profound level right now. And I would be remiss not to mention the other really important thing happening right now in astrology. I like to do just the basics of this moment for now, and this is that we have the planet Mars, which is aggression and fire and, you know, fear and warrior type, you know, let's make this happen, let's have that courage, let's have that strength, let's have the energy. All of that being in Leo. I mean, that's huge, right? And that's powerful, and it's fun, and it's energetic. Leo ruled by the sun, right? Just the energy and the ability to do pretty much anything, because there's that trust and that ego and that yeah, just the confidence, really. It's being given to all of us. And then we have Venus in Leo too, and Venus is love, like your ruling planet. So there's that nice combination, harmonizing, trining energy right now. Also, the moon went into Libra. Libra is ruled by Venus. There's a lot of Venetian kind of feminine energy, along with the masculine of the fiery energy of Leo. So the Venus and Mars, they actually conjuncted yesterday or the day before. That's a beautiful time for meeting somebody on a romantic level, or somebody that really matters and makes a huge difference. If it's not romance, you know, like a partner in work, or just a good friend, you know, that you can have for a lifetime. When it comes to Taurus, like I said, it's long term. You're not just a fly-by-night kind of energy, not whatsoever. So let's see what Spirit has in mind for your highlighted connection, and we'll go on with the reading, okay? And you have Pisces. Well, this is beautiful too, because, well, first of all, Jupiter, the benevolent planet, that we have come in our sign every 12 years, so it's not many times in a lifetime. Jupiter provides expansion on anything it touches. It usually brings profound opportunities, luck, you know, synchronicities, being at the right place at the right time, feeling better, optimism comes in, just a really wonderful, fun aspect, right? And it comes in, it's in the sign of Pisces as I speak. It's been in Aquarius. It made a short stint from May 13th through the end of this month, the 28th, in Pisces. So that's your highlighted connection today. And Pisces is the optimist. Pisces is the fish. Pisces is water. Pisces is psychic. Pisces is empathic. Pisces feels and senses, and there's sensitivity. And once again, this feeling of wanting to be selfless and to help others and to reach out and to create all sorts of amazing ideas and, you know, possibilities. This is so much a part of who Pisces is. They're constantly changing. They're a mutable sign. You're a fixed sign, but they're very interesting to you because they're just so open to so many things in their heart. I mean, you cannot miss their heart and their intentions, and how love means so much to Pisces. Very spiritual in nature a lot of times. You know, they're known as the old soul, the last sign of the zodiac, so they have a little bit of everybody's energy inside of them, and they feel and understand people better because of that. So that's your highlighted connection. Ruled by Jupiter, historically, you know, although they say more modernly, Pisces is ruled by Neptune. Both Neptune and Pisces are in the sign of Pisces, and they are in retrograde, which means it's more of an inside job now. Any retrogrades affect us more on a more personal, internal level. So once again, you know, like really feeling awe-inspired and really devoting time to what we want to do and the people we want to see and the way we want to feel and how we want to create our lives. So I love that for you, and it's magical, and it's, to me, a beautiful combination, because the element of water Earth are extremely compatible with each other. They just help each other and build each other, and the creativity there is quite unmatched a lot of times. So I hope you're feeling that and you know exactly who I'm speaking of. But be prepared if you don't, because you know we had the new moon, as I said, also in the water sign, fellow water sign of Cancer, to Pisces. So the imagination is quite heightened right now. Your sense of intuition is very, very spot on. And remember, you're very, very good with your intuition due to the fact that you are very keen on all of your senses. There's a lot to be said about you. You know, you understand things just from a very basic kind of instinct way. It's internalized in you, and it starts like from the ground, right? And how we plant seeds and we watch them grow and we watch them harvest, and we just we put our heart and soul into it, right? It's the labor of love type of thing. So there's just a lot of really good times right now, a lot of opportunities to have fun, to get out, to be social with the Leo influence I mentioned. And vacation, of course, because it's summertime, it's a notable time, but we couldn't do it last year. So I think you're definitely making up for lost time. I think there's a lot of physical and emotional fulfillment happening with this highlighted connection, and just in general. I think you're feeling better than maybe you have in a long time, and you're noticing that, and that energy is there, and it's just bringing all sorts of wonderful possibilities to your mind and your practical world, things you see, feel, and touch, right? Your home life, all of the above. So let's read the messages we have. I like to change my tarots every month from the beginning of the month to mid-months. So for the mid-months, I have this beautiful golden tarot, which is basically the Rider-Waite-Smith, but it has a bunch of gold on each one of the cards. So overall energy is the first category, bringing you to the reading up to this point, influences in your life, and you have temperance. I love that for you. Temperance is pretty much what it says from the word temperate, but it's actually way more than that. So temperance is a major arcana. The major arcanas are more important messages that Spirit really wants to really bring into your life and to have ring, you know, I was going to say ring home. Does that make sense? Because that's what just came through. Basically, it's about keeping things on a moderate keel as much as possible. This is the sign that represents Sagittarius. Now, I'm going to go back just a bit, but on May 26th, we had the full lunar supermoon eclipse in Sagittarius, a fire sign, right? An optimist sign, a sign ruled by Jupiter, a higher learning, truth-seeking, adventure-seeking, freedom spirit-seeking, you know, just mutable, changeable. Let's go here. Let's learn this. Let's do this. Let's be this. Let's, all the things that I think would really be, even from a perspective of a Taurus, that you are just exciting and kind of thought-provoking influences, right? Well, the influence of the eclipses are storylines that happen in our lives. Sometimes they eclipse things out quickly right at the eclipse, and other times it takes a while for the story to unravel, upwards of 6 months or longer. So there's still information coming through. And in this storyline for you, with this temperance, it's saying all along the while, with the ups and downs and changes still occurring this year, though definitely evening out, being cautious, being aware of what you eat, what you drink, to a point of being moderate and temperate, so you don't overdo it, you know, and you don't end up feeling badly, you know, maybe too much vacation, too much celebration. It's easy to do, right? Being cautious of that. It's an alchemy of sorts. It's different than the Justice card, which is the representative Libra, and the balancing of the scales, which is a part of our physicality, yes. But this is more of the alchemy we can do, and the way we can, as it shows water being transferred from one cup to another, it's just maybe changing the water to something more purified, making sure that, you know, we're cleansing our body in some way. Maybe you're purging and you're changing your diet, or you're changing your physical activities. I mean, it's up to you, but it's an alchemy. You know, as above, so below on earth, you know, what you put into things will come out. And when you have this more temperate type of attitude in anything, in the way you react, in the way you feel, it just really helps to bring more, obviously, fulfillment and joy, because you're not from one extreme to the other. And there's been a lot of polarities in the last year or more. It's just a lot of what's happening with the planets and their influence on Earth and on people. But it's definitely just, it's something to always check in with anyway, you know? I don't know many Tauruses that are really moody, if you will, whereas I think water signs tend to be that because they're very, very influenced by their surroundings and the energies and such, like Pisces. And they need time to have that refueling, if you will, time alone, peace, maybe in nature and such, you know? It's not like they're trying to avoid any of us. They just need that, and we're all better for it. I don't see that aspect or nature in you, Taurus, but I know when you let things grow and you let them build and you let them build, and sometimes it's just like blow up. And I know some of you out there know exactly what I mean. This is asking you to not get to that point. Talk about what's affecting you. Let it out little at a time, like the little earthquakes that prevent the big one, right? That's what I'm feeling with this. I feel like if there's upsets or things that are not, 100% with you, bring them out. Let them come out. It's so rewarding. It's so helpful and healing. And the influence of Pisces is there to listen. One of the most nurturing, caring signs there is. They care a great deal about others, sometimes too much. And when they are moody or a little more sensitive, I know you're going to be there and understanding of them. That's the alchemy of the relationship, the give and take, right? Beautiful. I like that a lot. That was a lot to say. So the second category is the possible blessings or obstacles. And it's pretty much self-explanatory. In being moderate, in being temperate, let's see what happens. I mean, what does it bring for you? What can you expect from that kind of cause and effect output that you do? And your message here is, well, you can pretty much expect everything. You have the major arcana, the Empress, and this represents one of the cards that represents Pisces. So there's a lot of energy of Pisces, and it's a beautiful, loving, creative, expressive, it's the ultimate of love. It's the ultimate of creating and manifesting. What kind of life do you want? It represents the mother of all mothers, right? Mother Gaia for Earth, our higher feminine aspect and higher power that guides us and allows us to express ourselves in incredibly unlimited and infinite ways, right? So there's seeds being planted once again, and that's very common kind of analogy for an earth sign, because they're amazing with earth and plants, and just that's a natural kind of gift as a side effect of being a Taurus or any earth sign, Capricorn, Virgo. A huge percentage of you I found, at least in my circle of friends from many, many years of readings and just people I know. And I learned a great deal of that from them. And so this is like, you can do and be and create and love as much as you possibly want and can. How beautiful is that? Keeping temperate is going to make that more available to you, because it's that even centered kind of grounded energy that helps to create and helps to bring in the ideas and the muses of life, right? So that's absolutely beautiful, and it's gorgeous. It shows, great, I want to say, trees and nature and just abundance in that regard, the beauty of just the natural aspects of life that you can look out and in a garden or at the beach and just looking around and saying, this is an incredibly beautiful place, because it really is, as long as we're seeing it through those eyes. Anyway, I digress. That's gorgeous. And I would say that's an absolute blessing. It could also mean a possibility of fertility being a little bit more than normal, which is not a surprise for a Cancer season and the influence of Jupiter in Pisces, because it could just grow and accumulate amazing amounts of loving energy that's going to build upon this manifestation, whatever it is. If it's an idea, it's going to grow. If it's a child, it's growing, and congratulations if that's the case, or something you're thinking about. And something to think about if you're not wanting a child now, because it is a fertile time. So that's exciting in itself too. And also, like I said, being very careful and aware of your physicality and how the things you put in your body is a sensitive thing right now. I've always known that with Pisces. They're very in tune with their body and quite sensitive and kind of they usually are more affected by medicines and things of that nature. They're gonna maybe not take it in as well as other people. So, and certainly that with any kind of drug or, toxin that they would put in their bodies. Something to consider, keeping it moderate. So the final category is that of finances. And it just looks as though it's a beautiful remainder of the month. And I know all the readings that I can remember. I don't remember one single reading. And I mean, I'm just the messenger, right? I'm just reading the messages from the card. Yes, it can be absolutely like this, and maybe portions of it, or maybe you haven't felt it yet. But there are influences that are there for you to take hold of. And you have the Two of Cups. So the cups are the water sign once again. So you have a lot of influence that comes from this Pisces, or maybe it's other water elements. And the fact that you're just feeling the energy, Taurus, of Cancer season. And it fills your heart, and it feels really warm and loving and compassionate. It feels very satisfying and happy and good, right? So this is the representation of relationships, coupling, partnering of any type. The ability to work together to build maybe your finances and to bring in that steady income somehow. Maybe maybe just committing to another level in your relationship and knowing that with that there's power in numbers, right? So it just seems like that the cups are definitely about half full, not half empty. There's a lot of compassion, a lot of love, a lot of emotion right now. And the stability is coming from the two of you. You're feeling grounded and stable and at peace in this relationship. And it's going to bring in the financial abundance, or just that feeling of wealth in all aspects in the relationship, in your health, and so on. As I always like to say, it's not always just about financial money. Especially with the cups, it opens all sorts of doors to all sorts of possibilities, but it is a caring, loving, and compassionate energy. So feels pretty amazing to me. So that Empress and building this idea is leaning towards a partnership or more than that, right? So I love this. This is a gorgeous and very, very heart-centered reading. And I'm noticing every one has a cup of some indication. Of course, Temperance is not known as the water sign card. I said it was Sagittarius, which is fire, but there's the cups there, and there's the water, and the information, and the ideas, and the creativity in each and every one of us. And it's building, and you're feeling that, and you have all the support you could possibly need from, divine intervention whenever you want it. Just ask. And you do get answers. You truly, truly do. So I love that. I hope you do too. I hope that makes sense to you right now. If not, be prepared, because there's things around the corner. You just never know. And I'm going to pull the runes to culminate this reading. As I always say, I always call it the cherry on the sundae. And I love runes. They're incredibly knowledgeable. And this is what I call the H. It looks like an H. So, and these are beautiful amethyst runes, and they ward away the toxic energies, and they protect. It's always nice to carry one with you if you're feeling like you want a little extra protection, and it's great for your psychic abilities and healing energy, I would say. So I always put it on the second category, and that's the Empress. That's the imagination and the ability to create and be and love to the fullest, right? And just, yeah, it's one of my favorite cards. And so I'm going to read to you what it says, though, for this wonderful, what appears to be an H, because I'm still memorizing these things. I just got these as gifts. Beautiful, very, very wisdom, and one of the oldest oracles there are. And it's number 9, and it's Helgalaz. 9 is a completion number. Then you go to 10, okay? So there's something that's completing, something that's ending in your life that's changed, maybe from not having family to having family, maybe from not being in a relationship to being in a relationship, maybe from not feeling well to feeling better, maybe from not having an idea or an invention or inspiration to be fully immersed in one, or maybe from not having had time off and having fun to doing that very thing right now. And I hope you are. It's essential for your well-being to take time off. Miss out on that client or two that we could, stay vacation, right on the weekend. Do it. It actually multiplies your ability because you're in a much better place. And it's a self-loving kind of energy, and that helps to create this law of attraction, give and receive. It's not always about having to give. You can truly receive and allow that in. Let's go in and see any further what it has to say. That is number 9. So let's go here. And number 9, Hagalaz, and the word associated with is hail. Hail. So something to be said, something to be spoken about, something to announce. You may be in the light in some way. Someone may be wanting to bring you some well-deserved and earned recognition, and you are being praised for what you do, and you feel happy and content because you created all of this. Okay, so what are the time frame? October 29th to November 12th. We're talking the time, the season of Scorpio. So Scorpio is a fellow water sign. Scorpio is a very intense but very deep sign, very much into transformation and recognition of the cycles and the creative aspects that we can do. We can all do. We can reinvent ourselves continuously in our life. So something happening perhaps now will be in full culmination by, I would say, the time of Scorpio, which is what, 5 months from now? August, September, October, November, December. August, September, October, 4 months. Something to take a note with. You might want to keep track of that. It's a portion of it, And the words associated with Halagaz are sacrifice, caution, solitude, worries, damage, debts, unexpected, and initially unwanted birth. Okay, now that's not the best information right there, is it? But it's absolutely a part of our life. These are things that we want to hear to kind of remind us. What I find really interesting is it did say it was during the season of Scorpio. So it's not something you necessarily need to think of or ever think about. It's a possibility. And it happens under the second category of blessings or obstacles. So what is it you're creating? What is it you're bringing into your life as a manifester? And what do you need to be aware of in that process? Because anytime we start something or create something, it's going to have a cause and effect in another area. Is somebody maybe not happy for your success? Is somebody perhaps jealous? These things happen, right? Just from being alive and doing your thing. Nothing to really worry about, because you can always bless yourself with the wonderful amethyst and the protection, which was brought up. You can keep moderate and temperate so that you're in the best place to handle any situation or any kind of energy around you. And looking back quickly again, it's sacrifice, caution, and caution is, I think, the key word. Solitude. Many many Scorpios are incredibly solitude type of people. They're very in tune to, as I said, the harsh and the life and death aspects, and the realities of life that aren't always pleasant, but that you can work through. And they continuously do. And then lastly, worries, damage, and debts. Well, worries are a thing of our mind. We worry about things that don't exist. So this is just letting us know it's best not to. Don't over worry. Keep that mindset, as temperate as possible. And if at all possible, free yourself from worry at all. Know everything turns out in exactly the way it needs to. And the worry is only going to make you feel worse, right? These are just words of caution. And so I love the reading, though. And I like that it's realistic in the way that, it does bring to mind that yin and yang, you know, there's going to be ups and downs, and that is life. So most anybody, I think, watching my channel or any channel that has to do with spirituality certainly realizes that. And there's ways to work through all of that. We worked through last year. Enough said, right? that was a lifetime kind of lesson, I would say. The next category is going to be the overall oracle message from the beautiful animal medicine cards that I love so much. And I haven't pulled these in a while. And you know, our spirit animals are very, very important, and they can teach us so much. I mean, I have a cat, and cats are pretty amazing. And interestingly enough, with us going into Leo season by next week, and the other aspects happening in Leo, well, Leo's a lion, the feline. So there's a lot of emphasis this month going into August about animals in general, and that archetype of, you know, courage as the lion is, and this, you know, the king of the forest, as if you will, you know, being in charge and being, you know, a leader, of course. And then, you know, just people with cats and the furry animals, and just the intuition of a cat and the wisdom that goes far back as you can imagine. Certainly in the Egyptian days, when they really kept animals and felines in a very, very high esteem. They were the gods, you know. They were like mysteries. They were like, ooh, how do they do these things? How do they manage to jump from such heights and land on their feet, and all the variable things that I'm intrigued with cats as well. But your particular spirit animal for this month, Taurus, and all of your relationships is the turtle. Wow. Here's the beautiful picture. I love these big cards. So I have an instant kind of intuition about it, but I'm not sure what it says. I don't remember at all. I don't remember pulling this. If I did, I didn't do it often. So let us see what it has to say and what the messages for the turtle are for you this month, Taurus. I think right off the bat, you know, slow and steady wins the race, which is kind of your modem anyway, how you operate. And it seems to work a lot, right? It's worked so far. So let's go to the T. We've got spider, squirrel, and there's turtle. The words associated are home, protection. That makes sense. Like the turtle's shell is their home and protection, right? Journey within. Now, what's fascinating is we are in, once again, the season of Cancer. Cancer is relative and very, very specifically catering to home. They love their family. They love what they consider family. They love taking care of their home. They love, you know, this is their castle. This is where they want to go to retreat. As a water sign, I mentioned, they need that. They're very sensitive, and they pick up on all sorts of things, and they're prophetic, and they get messages, and they get signs from people, and it's a lot. So their home means everything, and they love people coming to their home, but they're very selective at times. Very special people are invited there. Wise turtle is always home. Turtle embodies the ability to go within for protection and safety at any time, belonging partly to water and partly to the land, such as yourself, which is wonderful. See, you've got the water of the Pisces highlighted reading, and then you being the grounded, which a lot of Pisces truly need. So yeah, water and land for turtle needs to both survive. Underwater, in the unconscious dream world, turtle is graceful and strong. And on land, tough turtle is slower, carrying a thick shell to retreat into when faced with danger. As a result, turtle has few predators. Turtle embodies the ability to go inward and to be protected, even when faced with disruptive forces. And steady on, you can walk with peace found within. Isn't that gorgeous? So it kind of just echoes what had been said on the shadowy side of life. But you have a protective aspect at all times, and you can go inward and you can receive that and you can create that. And I think it's making very clear that that's what, you know, we all have a gift to do, but it's letting you know that, yeah, you have that too. And I don't know why I'm showing you that, but I'm pretty fascinated with this because, like I said, I did not remember this particular one, but I really love it. I think it's very conducive to the reading and to the fact that you have the water and the earth aspect. You may even have water in your chart, of course. You can look that up for free, you know. There's so much to learn about astrology. It's very fascinating to me, and sometimes you have to just stop because there's so much. And everyone is so different, you know, in their own way because of all the planets from the time you're born. So, but I love it. I mean, you can learn it in a few lifetimes, I would say. You know, there's just always more to learn. I hope you're enjoying the reading, and I do want to take the time to ask if you are, if you could please push the like button, push the subscribe or share. That's a great way to support me and my channel. And it means a great deal to me, and I appreciate every single one of you that are. And I just want to be here for you and to read readings and to, you know, have this hopefully like-minded kind of vibe and energy going with my channel. The final card is the Oracle, which is the Super Attractor Manifestation deck. It's about manifesting and bringing into life and tangible reality, Taurus, for your sake, you know, the life you want. You know, you can create anything you want, and we do it all the time. So let's be more, you know, dedicated and in control of that, right? And the thoughts we think and the way we feel and how we present that and put that out into the world. That's what comes back, right? So your special message in closing from this beautiful Oracle deck is, well, first of all, I love the color, purple. Ooh, my favorite. But it's gorgeous, and it does represent, as far as colors, it's definitely like the amethyst. It's our third eye, it's our knowing, it's our intuition, the ability to see beyond the veil and to understand. You know, there is this definite innate knowing a lot of times. I know that we all have sensed. And the actual message for you is, and this is so perfect for you, Taurus, it's amazing. When I'm patient, which you're more patient than most signs I know, I let the universe do for me what I cannot do for myself. And to allow that and to have that constant co-creation thing going on, that's the answer. That's gorgeous. And you've got this. And it looks like a beautiful time for creating with the Empress and sharing love and being content and, you know, stable in your emotions, and gorgeous reading. So take good care of yourself. I hope to see you next month here. I wouldn't really see that, but do come by next month. Beginning of the month readings. Tell your friends, and until the next time, enjoy some time. Enjoy life. Enjoy the weather. And thank you until then. Bye for now.